Hi students, welcome to the course Fundamentals of ICT. Today we are going to perform our experiment number 2, that is working with files and folders. So before going to work on these files and folders, let's discuss about it. So what file is? File is a very basic structure to store information or data. And when we want to manage these files, we require folder. So if I click on the folder, here the folder is ICT, that is nothing but the collection of different files. So when I double click on that, you can see various files over there. So some files are of this HTML document, some are Microsoft Word documents, some are Microsoft PowerPoint presentations, or some files are PDF files. So every file has its own extension, and based on that extension we can define the type. So here we go. To perform this experiment, MSPT has provided us one procedure, and we need to follow this procedure step by step. So the first step is create a sample text file using relevant text editor available in operating system and save it at default location. So that will be the first step that we are going to perform. Then second step is apply relevant method to manage files and folders. So create a folder with your name on the desktop and apply operations to perform the following tasks. So the first operation is copy the file which is initially created and save at the default location into the newly created folder. Rename the file, rename the folder, delete the file initially created at the default location and move the file to a different location other than desktop. Move the folder or to a different location other than desktop. So let's start with this. So on the desktop, I'm going to create one file. So just right click, you will get some options. In that, select new. In the new option, again various options are there to create file as well as to create folder. So here a sample text document is suggested. That's why I'm taking this text editor, simple text editor. So when I click on that, and if I click on that outside of this file, the file name is what? New text document. So if we place the cursor on this file, we can see type is text document, size is 0 bytes, and date modified, that is 26 January, okay, on 6:34 p.m. So when we double click on that, this is the actual editor where we can store our contents or data. So suppose if I want to store like this is experiment number. So here when we click on this file option and if we click on the save, so you can see the file name is new text document only, and if we double click on this, you can see the contents which we have already stored. But when we select on save as, then we will get various options to store that file with a different name. So here we are going to store this file as a ICT Practical 2. The default location is desktop only, but the file name is ICTPR2. So when we click on the save button, now you can see the file is created, ICTPR2. So the size is 31 bytes, date modified is 26 January 2021 and the time is 6:36 p.m. And this is the file which is created on what or modified at 6:35 p.m. So here both files have same content, so we can say this ICTPR2 is nothing but the copy of this new text document. So this is how we can create our file and we can save that file on what different locations, or we can rename this file by selecting the option save as well as if we right click on that particular file, then also we can get the option rename. So when we click on that, here we can give name like old file. Okay, so this is nothing but what renaming of that file. So by using save as, we can perform rename operation, as well as by right clicking on that file and by selecting rename option, again we can rename it. So these are the two options to perform what rename operation. So here our file is created. Now it's time to create one folder. So again right click on the new, then select folder. So here you have to create folder having your name. So here I have created this folder. So this folder is empty now. Now we are going to store this newly created file into this folder. So just double click on that file, select the file option, then save as, select the folder which is newly created, double click on that, then just click on the save. So here you can see one copy is there on the desktop also, and when we double click on that folder, we can see one file, that is nothing but the copy of the file which is present on the desktop. So this is how we can add contents into the what folder, just to manage different files. So here we have added one file into the folder Swati. Then the next step is rename the file which we have done already, rename the folder. So if we want to rename the folder, then just right click on that. We are getting option rename. So here I'm giving the folder, or we can say ICT Practicals into the new name. So previously this folder has name Swati. Now this is renamed as the ICT Practicals. So we have rename it, then delete the file initially created at default location and move the folder to a different location other than desktop. So these are the two steps. So we can consider this old file which is already created. So when we click this, and if we click on the delete button, or if we press the delete button, so you can observe this file is not there on the desktop. So when we click on the recycle bin, we can get that file. See, this is the old file. So we can restore it just by right clicking on that. Okay, this is the restore option. So here we are not going to perform that. So this is the one way to delete what the file. Otherwise, just click on that, press shift and delete option or buttons. So here the one message is there, are you sure you want to permanently delete this file? So if we click on this yes button and if we search it in our recycle bin, then obviously we are not going to find it because we have deleted this file permanently. So here the ICT practical folder, it is on the desktop. So if we want to change its location, so just right click on that, you can cut it, then select the appropriate folder where you want to place it. So here in this PC, one folder is there, documents. Then in the ICT folder, I'm just pasting it. So this is how we can change the location of the folder, location of the folder as well as location of the contents of that folder. So this is our practical number 2. So here we have learned how to create file by using simple text editor and how to create folder, as well as I just want to share some things with you. If we right click on that folder, we are getting various options, like we can open that folder, then we can open this folder in a new window. So if we open it, then you observe we are just double clicking on that folder. But if we click on what? Open in a new window, just observe, we can see the new window. Then if we right click on that folder, then we are getting options like pin to quick access, just to access this folder faster. Then if it contains any audio files or video files, then it will be better if you add this folder to VLC media player just to access it. Then if you want to share this file with a share it, okay, so share it is the application which I have installed, that's why I'm getting this option. Then if you want to compress the contents of this folder, then we are getting option like 7-zip. This is also one folder or application, that's why I'm getting this option. Then if you want to give some security for this particular folder, then by using secure hash algorithm and CRC, we can provide security to that folder. Then we can share this folder among different group of people. So here we are getting options like specific people or stop sharing also. If we want to compress it, then we are getting option like add to archive, or if you want to create the file, that is RAR file of the data compression, then also we are getting the option for that. Then if you want to compress it and then if you want to email it, then also we are getting this option. Same with the RAR file. Then share folder synchronization, if your folder is shared and if you perform some operations on that, then other users can easily get the update. So this is what share folder synchronization. Then restore previous version. So if I make any changes after the backup, then we can restore or we can undo the changes till the last backup. So that is what restore previous version. So if I make changes and if I realize that these changes that not to be done, then we can undo those operations. Then we can scan it, then we are getting some advanced option like we can clean the contents of that, we can include this folder to a library, then we can perform cut operation, copy operation, we can create shortcut, we can delete this folder, rename it, and we can see the properties of that. So these are the options which we are getting for that particular folder. Thank you.